What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to your $10,000 SBA grant and EIDL loan update. It is Friday, July the 22nd, 2022. TGIF, please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag EIDL with your comments below. And don't forget, make sure to join us at trysmallbiz.com. That is trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company for free or for just $1 a day. You can be one of only 217 premium memberships left. I'll put you all over the homepage. You'll be first to come up and search, and you'll get promoted to more than 105,000 people on social media at least twice a year, starting again tomorrow, by the way. So once again, hit the red upgrade to premium button at trysmallbiz.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is jam-packed with great news on the grant. When is the vote actually going to take place in the Senate, and why has it been delayed? What, if anything, do you have to do before the SBA comes out with information on how to get your EIDL loan increase? And stick around until the very end, because I'm going to give you 3 more stock picks to go with 2 that we just added to the list today. So do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, or a Shock Top Belgian White. Here we go. Anybody else out there a fan of Belgian White or Shock Top? First of the day, by the way. Just had pizza with a friend of mine, so I'm stuffed. And it's hot as hell outside, but I got some great news. We'll try to get this video done in less than 10 minutes. Once again, thumbs it up, share it everywhere, watch it twice, especially if you're a stock picker, you're looking to make money. We're up 860%. 860, 28 and 2 since March 1st, and I've got 3 more new ones that I have not put on the Twitter wall yet, so don't go anywhere. But let's start off with the grant. We are being told the reason the vote in the Senate, and it's Big Ben Cardin and the hard-hit Small Biz Act, has been delayed, the vote for $6 billion, which could get 600,000 people, preferably in a middle-income community, to the $10,000 grant they were promised in the CARES Act. The reason it's been delayed is about 2 weeks ago, there was a red-hot inflation number of 9.1%. Now, that's backwards looking, and it's come down. Gas, corn, copper, everything is in free fall, whether it's fears of recession or the fact that the Fed has actually done their job, and I don't think they're going to be hiking beyond September or maybe October. And then we're off to the races for a vicious, and I'm talking vicious, fourth quarter rally. Stick around for information on exactly what you should do with your money. But they are delaying the vote, I'm being told, as much as a month, so the numbers come down. And as it stands right now, there's only 56 or 57 yes votes. Now, why is that good? 2 months ago or thereabouts, the $48 billion restaurant revitalization bill in the Senate, which would have given 177,000 restaurants and another 20,000 small businesses like Little Leagues, transportation companies, etc., gigantic amounts of grant money. That got voted down by Republicans. There was only one, and I'm not sure who it was, that voted yes, but the Rand Pauls, the Ron Johnsons of the world, they're dead set against spending any money because their excuse is it's inflationary. Okay, fair enough. So Ben and Schumer in particular are smart enough to know that they don't have enough votes yet, with the inflation being at a red-hot 9.1%. But we're going to get another reading in August, and if it comes down, like I'm almost dead certain it's going to come way down based on what we've seen at the grocery store, the pump, etc., then they can try and get 4 more or 3 more best case yes votes. Why am I so optimistic that this bill, in simple terms, has an 80% chance of passing, meaning you could get your grant money? About a dozen Republicans were part of the letter that went to the SBA this week, demanding that they reopen the portal. So that's 120 members of the House and Senate that are telling Ms. Guzman, reopen the program and fund everyone who got in before the May 6th deadline. There were 12 yeses on there from Republicans. We only need 8 to go with what we had in the restaurant vote. Right now, we only have 3 or 4. If in a month the inflation number comes down, let's say by late August, and they have 60 votes, they're going to call it to the floor. It would sail through the House. So again, I am about 80% certain that this bill, because it's small, $6 billion, not $48 billion, is going to have just enough bipartisan support, probably 60 votes when it comes to the floor in the next month or so. So stay tuned for more information on that. All right, as I just said, there is going to be a reopening of the portal. And by the way, I got to quickly allude to this in a second. There's nothing you need to do right now. Just get your documents together. Your records, your bank statements, your 4506T. Get all the evidence that you're going to need in order to win your case. But here's why I think we just had, if it's not lock, stock, and barrel already with the SBA, we got them dead to rights. Did you see the Inspector General report? Watch Ryder's video about the sloppy accounting and reporting from the SBA. Get this, in their infinite wisdom, they outsourced the collection of the data over the last 2 years to a third party. That third party left or ended their deal on June 30th. And part of that deal is they were to destroy records. So imagine this. For all of you that have been stuck or haven't heard from anyone in a year or even more, it's quite possible because the SBA doesn't even have access to your records. Now, before the Debbie Downers step in, let me speak from a lawyer's perspective. If you have all your documents, if you can prove you called 17 times, if you can prove that you emailed 13 times, if you have all of the documentation, the phone calls, the emails, etc., that you provided the SBA, but they're suddenly unable to do the same because they outsourced in their infinite wisdom to a third party that actually destroyed the records on June 30th, that's going to help, not hurt us in court if it ever gets that far. However, I don't even think it's going to get that far because, as I said in my last video, they're trying to decide, do they use the new portal they've got that shows you how much interest you're being charged on your loan, or do they simply reopen the old one? So try to imagine Ms. Guzman. She's trying to figure out how to reopen the program because she's been ordered to do so, and there is no way around it. She's a Democrat. 70% of the senators on that letter are Democrats. She's not going to go against their wishes, believe me. So to all the snowflakes out there that keeps, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, Jason. Pipe it down. Their ineffectiveness, their incompetence, their sloppiness, and perhaps the loss of massive amounts of data and files is going to help us. So they're going to have to come out and say, if they don't have access to all your information, we had a third party, we ended our relationship on June 30, we may not have all the information that we need, so go ahead and resubmit all of your data. And because this is such a colossal fuck up that was pointed out by the Inspector General, i.e. people that can have you arrested, they're going to have to comply. Otherwise, they're going to have a lawsuit about 14 miles long from up to 4 million people that actually got a loan, and probably 7 million more supposedly that were declined. Maybe even declined because they lost, I don't know, all of their information. So look, I am extremely optimistic in simple terms. And yeah, that's my first beer. In simple terms, too much pizza though. In simple terms, 80% chance that Ben Cardin's tiny little $6 billion bill is going to pass the Senate, sail through the House. Within the next month, we need the inflation number on the next report to come down. Then they'll have the vote. The Inspector General pointing out they've lost a massive amount of data, combined with a letter from 120 members of the Senate and the House saying, reopen the program. Anyone who filed for an extension or 24 months of capital prior to Friday, May the 6th, and they're eligible, they're qualified, they get their money. So this is going to be a bit of a clusterfuck. Be prepared for a 2 to 3 month process. But you've survived this long, ladies and gentlemen. And as I and the great Speak and See and Ryder over at Skip have said, we're not going to abandon ship. This ship, this captain, those two shipmates of ours, we ain't leaving port until every fucking one of you is on the ship and you've got your money. And that means the grant and the loan. But because this is such a fiasco that actually works in our favor, it may take us 2 or 3 months to get through all of it. But we will be with you every single step of the way. All right, if you care nothing about stocks whatsoever, I ask you to please become a premium member. You'll be all over the homepage, promoted all over the place. I'm about to give you a phone number and a UPS mailbox by the end of this month. It's going to be amazing. just hit the red Get Started button. Look at the side-by-side menu. The premium's a mile long. The free is about like this. Get a premium membership. We have, like I said, 217 left. And when they're gone, they're gone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you 3 new stock picks before the end of this video, so don't go anywhere. And I'm not going to put them in the comments because that's where the scammers are. But let me explain why I, once again, went all in. As I was saying all week, we were short-term overbought on the RSI, on stochastics and MACD in particular. So I was screaming at people, even though, oh, I'm still in ARC, I'm up $1 from where you got out of your last lot at 47.75. I'm sitting at 48 and change. Okay, where's it now? $45.98. Right. So I actually got out better than some of you did. Look, the market is short-term overbought. ARC has massive support around $42, which is slightly below its 50-day moving average. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, as we go through the Fed meeting July the 26th and 7th, it's going to be rocky. It's going to be choppy. We have to correct the massively overbought scenario. But over the course of the next 2 weeks, in my opinion, the guy that's got you up 860% since March the 1st, it's my opinion that we are about to set a massive low. And it's going to be the low, perhaps a low that you never see again, or at least for a very long period of time. So whether it's slightly above the low from June or they undercut it by a whisker to trigger all the stops, I don't know. If I'm held to a gunpoint, I say it holds the low. We come down and we get close, but we don't breach, what was it, 162 if I'm not mistaken on IWM, $35.11. On ARKK, it's now 46.01. There's no way they're taking ARC down another $10. It's not going to happen. I'll give you 42, but not another $10. So I had about 27 or 8% cash. I sold Bitcoin at 23,274. I think that was the exact. It was around a 27% profit. I was not married to Bitcoin. Can Bitcoin go higher? Yeah. Could it go to a couple 100,000 over the next 10 years? Of course it could. Could it go to 5,000? Yes. I saw the market topping out. Bitcoin tops out almost tick for tick with the S&P 500. So I said, I'm taking my money because I think we've got potentially a generational low in the next 2 weeks. I want enough money so I can take advantage. So I had a list, and I'm going to give you 3 new ones that are not on Twitter before this video is over. And I was waiting, and you'll notice when I gave you FUN, P-H-U-N, that was $1.85 yesterday. We got in at $1.50, and that's the exact low of the day. All of this is in real time on Twitter at Try Small Biz. Skills, this used to be a $15 stock a year ago, SKLZ. All of this is pinned on Twitter. I also shared it on LinkedIn and Facebook if you want to see, and the YouTube community wall. That was $1.47, also happened to be exact. I mean, how many times? I want to say almost half the time I get at or within a penny of the daily low. It doesn't mean I'm always right, but my goodness. How many times has that happened in the last few months? Quite a few. All right, 3 new picks. I do not have any money to speak of. I'm putting a tiny amount. When I say tiny amount, it's a tiny amount just so I'm on the radar. But I'm going to give you these 3, including the prices they're at right now. And if you've got some money, put it in. And as I've always said, never put more than 10% into one idea and buy a half a position to start. So if you've got a $10,000 trading account, you never put more than $1,000 into one idea. And you start with $500. So without further ado, here are 3 additional picks. Are you getting a premium membership? You better have a small biz and be willing to give me 3 years, about $1,000 investment because I need your support. Red, upgrade to premium button. Here are 3 new picks. If you've got money, start off with a half a position today. Add the other half over the next week to 10 days where I think we're going to, hurry up. No, I'm actually going to slow down and have a drink. Because these are that good. Number 1, Clovis, CLVS, Charlie, Larry, Victor, Sam. Right now at 174. Buy it at 174 limit. CLVS. Put 500 in if you got 1,000 to trade with. Try to get the other 500 in a little bit lower if possible over the next week to 10 days. Number 2, So that's CLVS at $1.74. Number 2, Revelation Biosciences, REVB. Right now, you can buy it at 63 cents. Robert, Edward, Victor, Bob, buy it at 63 cents. And the final one, and this is out of China, but the chart to me is amazing. And they just announced a $200 million stock buyback. We don't edit around here. That's what happens when you eat a gigantic pizza and try to wash it down with a beer. The third stock pick, it's a China play, but I love the chart. They're buying back stock. QD, Quarter David, $1.15 as we speak. So quickly, one more time, because they will not be in the comments. CLVS, buy it at 174 or better. QD, Quarter David, buy it at 115 or better. Currently there right now. And REVB, REVB, Robert, Edward, Victor, Bob, buy it right now at 63 cents. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 7 stocks pinned on Twitter. If you can buy them cheaper than what I own them at, fantastic. I just gave you 3 more. And to close out this video, what a whopper on GFAI, right? It trades up to 41.5 at 4 a.m. this morning. 25 million shares are bought, north of 37. And then the CEO gets on in front of everyone at 10 a.m. today and lays a fucking egg. Now, it doesn't help that the market's under pressure. ARK is an example of that. But his presentation, I saw, it was terrible. Dry as a bone. Didn't have any new news. But they've been around 40 years. It's trading at cash at this point. They fucked everybody over when they repriced those warrants for $1.3 million. They lost 40% of their market cap. But it bottomed out at a quarter. We started buying it at 25, 26, 27. It ran to 41. There's something called a VWAP. Victor, William, Allen, Paul. That's the average price of the stock in a given time. Well, over the last 2 weeks, when you take the 25-cent low and let's call it 42-cent high, the VWAP is 32 cents. And if you've been watching my tweets, I was sitting at 32 cents to buy a gigantic piece of stock because I'm convinced it ain't going under 30 cents, in my opinion, and if it does, not for long. Way too much stock bought in the high 30s. But I got antsy and I moved it up to 33 1/3. And within 5 seconds, I got fucking hit and it goes all the way down. The low was 30 cents, 30.5 cents. Right now, where the hell is it trading? Oh, it's up to 33 cents now at the recording of this video, a little after 3. So look, I'm even on it. I own it at 0.337. I called it 34. If you own GFAI, you bought some today at 31, 32, 33. If you own it in the mid-30s or less, you're golden. It's going to be choppy as hell with the rest of the market. But they've got earnings coming out in a few weeks. They're closing 12 acquisitions in China, Singapore, and the Philippines. They're actually going to have year-over-year revenue growth north of 150%. But there's something wrong with the management, and the CEO is dry as a fucking bone. So we got to be patient with it. But again, I own a huge position at 33 cents and change in GFAI. I hope you enjoy those 3 stock picks because, ladies and gentlemen, to close out this video, and about only a third of you are still watching, if we don't start seeing more premium members sign up, so I don't know, I can afford to pay my rent because I've got 29 cents available in my E-Trade account right now because I'm all in, I can't be giving stuff away anymore. I want to do the tech service for free, or at least for a while. So for the love of God Almighty, him or herself, oh, he said her, that's it, we're out of here. Please, get a premium membership. You're going to be glad you did. And until next time, always remember that I and Shock Top love you, and thank you so much for watching.